development practitioner with responsibility for the internal quality assurance of assessment. I know these are key definitions here and it may sound a little bit too theoretical, but let's take a look what some of those definitions, quality assessment, quality assurance, actually mean. So we are going to start Unit 6 with defining quality assurance, because in order for us to ensure the quality of assessment internally, we should first explore what quality assurance really is, because quality assurance is a term used across many industries and many disciplines. So let's have a look at what quality assurance is. It involves the systematic review of educational provision to maintain and improve its quality, equity, and efficiency. It encompasses school self-evaluation, external evaluation, including inspection, the evaluation of teachers and school leaders, and student assessments. Now, this is an extract from the European Commission, and that definition is particularly relevant to teachers and schools. However, in a nutshell, quality assurance really is about ensuring that we maintain the quality and efficiency of the assessment and of the training delivery as well. Okay, so for the purpose of this unit, we are going to be focusing on assuring the quality of assessment, not training delivery, but assessment, okay? We are going to look at how to plan the internal quality assurance of assessment. We are going to look at the different steps that we can take, and we are going to start by asking ourselves, what are the opportunities? Are there opportunities for us to internally assess whether our assessment methods are actually working and helping us adequately assess the learning content delivered, and how we actually assess our students and our delegates? How do we assess their performance and whether the learning objectives have been achieved? We're going to identify assessors. That is part of planning the internal quality assurance of assessment. These are just some of the basic steps. Again, as I said earlier during this overview session, at the actual sessions part of this unit, there will be much more depth, okay? So apart from identifying the assessors, we are also going to look at identifying the actual assessment methods. What are they? In order for us to ensure the quality of assessment, we should be thinking of the methods that we could be using in our approach. Some of the methods are monitoring documentation, observing performance, and when you think about observing performance, I would like you to think about observing the performance of the person who is assessing the student. So we are assessing the quality of the assessment internally, okay? We're also going to discuss how we can maintain and improve the internal quality of assessment. There are 4 different ways we could do that. One of them is by giving feedback to assessors to help them improve their performance. So, having observed how assessor is assessing a learner, for instance, or a student, it is important that they receive feedback so that they know how they can improve their performance. Because I would like you to really consider how important assessment is. It is an integral part of ensuring that learning has taken place adequately, right? So by giving feedback to assessors, we are really helping them to improve their methods of assessment and to be more effective themselves, which in a nutshell helps us ensure that the students receive the right feedback assessment that really shows them where they stand, students or delegates, where they stand and what they can improve. So internal quality of assessment is a very important process here. Okay, so apart from feedback, we could also help the assessor identify areas of improvement, and we could also support them in creating professional development plans. So having given them feedback, what are the areas that they could be improving in, and how could we support them, or how could we bring someone perhaps externally or even internally to support them in ensuring that they are improving if some constructive feedback was delivered to them, for instance. Creating professional development plans. When you think about professional development plans, we always think about the learners, we always think about the students, but assessors themselves also need to be supported because they're an integral part, as I already said, of ensuring that the learner has learned the material effectively. Okay? And then another useful way to maintain and improve the internal quality of assessment and assuring quality is by implementing standards, by creating and implementing standards for assessors to follow. If you are already working, I would like you to think about your own organization and all the standards that have been adopted across the different departments. Education and training practice is no different from other departments. We could create standards together with the assessors to ensure that they know what to follow, and there is clear guidelines in place as well. Okay? Also, again, we're going to talk about legal and good practice requirements. This cannot be skipped because it is so important, irrespective of which country you're joining us from. It is really important to always bring in that element of considering the legal implications, as they are indeed important when you are working in those fields. We have to ensure that we are always compliant. So as part of Unit 6, we are going to be thinking about what are the relevant policies, what are the relevant procedures and legislation in relation to internal quality assurance. We are going to be exploring the different regulatory bodies. Here on the screen, you can see an example of a few of those and how they relate to our area of work. So we're going to take examples from the industry, from different industries, and talk about the different regulatory bodies depending on the industry that you are in or you are planning to enter. Now, Unit